Hello everyone, this is Power N Blaso, Power N Black Artists speaking out. Today I have three amazing guests. I have Brielle Boykin, Kyla Flowers, and Keilee Perez-Diggs. And today we're going to be talking about hair. Before we get started, Keilee, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone. So I am an ARGS alum because most of you guys are probably here because you know Tia from ARGS. So I'm an ARGS alum. 2019 was my class. Currently in England. That's why it's dark behind me. So I go to college at Richard Bland's. I'm studying for music education to be a choir teacher. And I guess that's about it.
Yes, and Brielle, what about you?
I'm a junior. I go to Appomattox Regional Governor School, and I'm a straight theater major.
Period. Straight theater majors unite. Kyla, you?
I'm Kyla. I go to Thomasdale High School. I run track and field, and I swim, and I also do hair.
Yes, she does do hair, and she's really amazing at doing hair. She did my hair once. Phenomenal. You should hit her up. Her Instagram will be down below in the description. So let's jump into the topic. What does your hair mean to you, and what was your journey in maintaining it? Feel free to jump in whenever you like.
I think hair to me is my character. It represents a part of my personality, like it would for anyone. Like people change their hair to match who they are, like they'll change the color or the style. I didn't really start taking care of it or loving it until like middle school. That's when I really started getting into like hair. And I started loving it in all ways, shapes, and forms, like whether it be natural or whether it be in a style, a protective style, all of it.
Yes, beautiful. And I'm going to touch on that after everybody else answers as well. Kyla.
To me, my hair, I think of it as my baby in a way. Just nurturing it and watching it grow and me taking care of it. That's how I look at it. Let me know how I'm doing as a person, you know, to watch it grow. And also what she said about it shows my character. I can wear it in one way, then the next week it changes, and people are like, hey, are you a different person? You know, no, change my hair up. But yeah, that's about it.
Yes, and Keilee.
For me, this is terrible, but for me, I feel like my hair really defines who I am. Not really like, you know, because when people see from the back of my head, if people see me, they automatically know it's me because they're like, oh, there's that short curly haired girl. And I feel like it shouldn't define who I am because obviously I should, you know, be comfortable with like I can do whatever I want. I can cut it all off if I want to. I can leave it long if I want to. But it defining who I am is what makes me from not wanting to do the things that I would probably want to do to it. But I mean, I didn't start taking care of my hair either until later on in life, like high school. I don't think even in high school I didn't take care of it right. All through middle school I put it up in a bun, didn't brush it, like I let it be crazy wild. But I also feel like when I do my hair, it also shows like how I'm doing like mentally and emotionally, you know? Because like if I come out and I don't do my hair, then people are like, oh, you know, like, oh, you don't do your hair today, or like, you know, in the same way like the way you dress, it shows like how you're feeling. So I do love my hair now and I love to take care of it. But yeah, I mean, it defines me.
Yeah, and all of you guys said that your hair it showed, you know, how you were doing in like this kind of moment. And I totally agree with you. I love getting my hair done, you know, every month or so. And every single time I get a new style, I feel like I'm taking on like a new persona. So I think it's really cool that hair embodies that. Was there ever a time in your life where you felt ashamed of your natural hair? And if so, when did you start loving it?
I think I was pretty ashamed of it in elementary school, which is a really young age to be ashamed of your hair, but it really depends on what you grow up seeing in the media and in your own home. I know for me, I got my hair straightened a lot when I was younger, so I wasn't used to loving my actual natural state of hair. But I don't think that it was getting straightened in a way to shame me. It's just what we were used to doing our hair like. But as I started to grow older, I started to see, like on social media, girls with natural hair, girls with braids, girls with all different types of hairstyles. And I started getting into that more in middle school, and I started learning how to manage and take care of my own hair. And then from there, I just started loving it.
Period. And you said that elementary school was young, and it is young, but I also feel like that's so common for every Black girl. It starts so young because, like, when you look at the TV, that representation, when you do have a Black woman, it's usually somebody with the very loose, curly, kinky hair. And when I was in elementary school, that's what I saw. Like, I had Zendaya. I was watching her on Shake It Up, and I love Zendaya, but her hair didn't represent what I looked like. So it kind of always made me feel like my natural hair wasn't the beauty standard, that I had to do something to make it, I don't know, for me to be attractive, for me to be presentable. Keilee, it looks like you had something to say.
Yeah, I was gonna, well, I guess you can touch on it later, but I was gonna say, like, for me, not really that, like, I felt ashamed, I wouldn't say, because, like, I mean, I grew up in a household with a mom who doesn't have curly hair like mine. Like, hers a lot more looser, wavy, like, hair. So I didn't grow up having to, like, her be like, oh, we should straighten your hair because, what if society says. But for me, it was more like I felt bad for having the hair that I have because I was considered like Becky with the good hair, and I would feel like, okay, I'm tired of hearing that. Like, I know I have like nice hair. So people would be like, oh, you got good hair. You got good hair. And so I just felt bad for like having to hear that all the time and people just saying you have good hair. So I never felt ashamed of it. And I never didn't like my hair. I just didn't start taking care of it until later on because it was just too much of a hassle, like too much to do. And I didn't want to do it and I was tired. So I just didn't do it.
Yeah, hair is a lot. I remember in middle school, elementary school, my mom was doing my hair a little bit more, but it was like towards the end in middle school, I was just like, forget it. I'm putting it in, I'll put it in an Afro puff and we're gonna call it a day. I could not. Kyla, what about you?
I didn't start loving and taking care of my hair until about middle school. About 8th grade maybe, because all through elementary school, this is so bad, but like I got perms a lot, and that just made my hair very unhealthy and then straightening it a lot. And by the time I got to middle school, it was just so damaged that I fell out of love for it. And then I just told myself one day, I was like, I really need to start taking care of it. So braids, a lot of protective styles, and then I started caring for it, oiling it. I started growing love for it again, and it just grew so much. It became healthier. It was just more natural. But yeah, and I feel like it all stems from, not your mother exactly, but what they had to go through when they were younger, the way they weren't accepted if their hair wasn't straight, they pass it on to us, but we have to break the cycle. So, yeah.
Yes. I love that you said that. My mom, I don't think she never shamed me for my natural hair. She never said, Tia, you have to get it straightened. I feel like that was more of a me thing because I live in a predominantly white area. So I don't know, my hair texture wasn't the norm and I just wanted to be normal. But I definitely agree. I feel like middle school, I don't know what it is about that phase, but I feel like that's like the Kickstarter to just starting to, I don't know, accept your natural hair more. But that brings me to my next question. There's a controversy with Black women hiding their hair behind wigs and weaves. Some people look at straightening your hair as a form of forced cultural assimilation. But then at the same time, there's a whole bunch of other people that look at natural hair as ghetto or unprofessional. What's your take on that?
Well, so I guess coming from my standpoint of view, because I am like, someone who didn't get like, I never got like perms, never got my hair straightened often. If I got my hair straightened, it's because I wanted to get it straightened because I didn't want to deal with the curls. Or I never got box braids often either. My first box braids was, I think, 8th, 7th grade or something like that. And then I never got them again until literally this summertime, like last summer that we just went through. So I feel like that whole like community of we have to have wigs on, or we have to have our hair straightened, or we have to have it in braids to look nice or to like fit the norm society. I feel like it comes from society, but it also stems from the upbringing of like your parents. They also went through the same thing. Like your mom went through the same thing, so she also never learned how to take care of her hair properly. So that's why she takes care of your hair the way she does. Like that's why she perms it, and that's why she gets the braids done, because now she doesn't know how to take care of it. So then you grow up doing the same thing until you learn how to take care of it yourself. And it'll just keep going and going until finally, one day you're like, I had enough. Let me take care of my own hair. Let me figure it out. Or, you're like, I don't want to listen to society anymore. I want to embrace my natural hair.
I definitely agree with that. But then also I feel like, when people are talking about like, their race or whatever, there are some people who really, really do love their natural hair. But they just want that kind of like a different form of self-expression, which is why I like doing all like the crazy stuff like this right here. It's not my natural. I just wanted to play with blue. So that's why I did it. I just didn't want to test it on my natural hair. But Brielle, Kyla, what's your take on that kind of issue?
I think it's like Keilee said, it's society and it's also sometimes your own community, and they'll weigh in on what they think you should do with your hair, but I don't think it really matters. You should be able to do what you want with it, whether it be natural, whether it be a protective style, whether it be braids, whether it be a sew-in. Society will tell you one thing looks ratchet and unprofessional, and then your community will tell you that you're projecting self-hate because you don't wear your natural hair. You just have to find what's comfortable for you, because at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Correct. And I feel like this wouldn't be such an issue if people would just mind their business.
Mind your business, David. Why you worrying about it? It's my life. Damn.
What was that? She's a producer. She's an actor. She produced Big Little. She's on Blackish. What's her name? I love her so much. What's her name? I can never.
I know who you're talking about. I can never remember her name. Oh my gosh.
Let me look. Marseille Martin. I know that during the summer she decided to, I think it was a sew-in or something, but she was getting like a whole bunch of backlash saying, oh, you're trying to be whitewashed, you're trying to hide your natural hair and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, mind your business. Sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes we just want to do something different. But I'm ranting. So before I go on, Kyla, what about you?
I agree with what you said about self-expression and how we shouldn't be tied down to just one style just because it's a norm to one person, but it's, it's different for someone else. So it's all really about perception. Like you said, some people think it's unprofessional or ghetto, but that's just one person's outlook on the way you wear your hair. But nobody else should be worried about the way you wear your hair. You should feel comfortable with how you want to wear your hair the same way they feel comfortable with the way they wear their hair. So self-expression, that's my big outlook on it. I can change my hair 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and that shouldn't be a problem to anybody else.
I feel like it's just Max. They don't have that power. I mean, who else do you see changing up their hair that many times a week? Switch my wig, make him feel like he's cheating, period. Anyways, I'm getting to the very last question. Keilee, you touched on it before. What does good hair mean to you?
So, well, first, I'm not going to say what it means to me, but I'm going to say what I grew up thinking it meant. Because obviously, like I said, I was always the person people referred to as, you have good hair. You have good hair. And to me, when they're saying it, I know in their head, it's actually meaning like you have better hair than me, like you have good hair. And they're thinking in their head, like my hair is not good enough, my hair's bad. But to me, it means like I have manageable hair and I know how to take care of my hair. That's what it means. Everyone has hair. We all have good hair, but you just have to know how to take care of it and how to manage it. Because if every Black woman in the world knew how to take care and manage their hair, they would never think, oh, I don't have good hair or you have good hair, because they know how to take care of their hair and they know that their hair can look however the heck they want it to look. So that's why I feel like good hair should just not even be a thing. It should be more of like you have healthy hair, you know? Because also other people like, they'll be like, you have good hair because their hair is damaged because of whatever they did to it when their parents did to it when they were younger, or whatever they did to it to make it fit into society's norm. But really, it's just, I have healthy hair and I know how to take care of it. And we can all have healthy hair and know how to take care of it if we just put in the time and the effort. So we can all have good hair if we wanted to, or if we really strive to. And I just think good hair should not be a thing. Like, it should not be in any Black woman or any people of color's vocabulary at all.
Like Keilee said, I think good hair is just hair that grows from the follicles and roots of your scalp that over time you learn to nourish and love and take care of. Of course, some people aren't going to see good hair like that. That's not what they mean when they say good hair. They mean loose curls, maybe. They mean anything but kinky, anything but nappy, but good hair is all hair.
Period. Kyla.
The way the term good hair was brought up was based on the acceptance of anything that was closer to European features. That's how it was brought up. But the way we changed it to healthy hair now, which is great, it's healthy hair. Like, you cannot tie it down to, oh, if they have fine hair or loose hair, they have good hair. So yeah, good hair is the hair, like she said, it grows out of your scalp and it's growing healthy. That's what good hair is.
Right, so let's normalize healthy hair. Healthy hair is good hair. And that concludes the interview. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for speaking and sharing your experiences. Again, everyone, this is Power N Blaso, Power N Black artist speaking out. Bye.
But wait, there's more.
All right. Okay, so basically what happened is that Brielle, she had like a really, really good topic to touch up on. And so it went over the first Zoom call. So I had to open up another Zoom meeting, but that other Zoom meeting didn't save properly. So now I have zero access to it, which is very annoying because everybody had like really, good points. But so what I've done instead, I've got Brielle, and she is going to touch up onto her question. You were talking about how, the over-sexualization of Black hair. I'd really like you to talk about that topic again. Again, please, sorry. And I'm going to put myself on mute.
Right. So I feel like we as a community need to work on not sexualizing our young girls' hair. Hairstyles are overly sexualized. Young Black girls are oftentimes told things like, you can't wear straight hair, or you can't wear certain hairstyles because it makes you look grown. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, well, white girls have naturally straight hair. There are girls from other races that wear straight hair, so why is it not seen as grown on them? And I've noticed that people are choosing to perceive young Black girls with those hairstyles as older. It's not so much the hairstyles as people's mindsets. And we need to train people's mindsets, because it has nothing to do with the hairstyle. If someone is going to perceive a young Black girl as grown, they're going to do it regardless of the hairstyle. And by you saying stuff like that, it makes it seem like the problem is rooted within the young Black girls. And so all their lives, they're going to carry that with them, thinking it's their fault or that they need to change, when in reality they don't. No matter what, a person who perceives you as grown is going to perceive you as grown, whether you have straight hair or braided hair or any type of hairstyle. We as a community really need to work on that. And I understand that some parents, especially mothers, have good intentions when they tell their young girls stuff like this, because they're looking out for them, because they know the types of creeps that exist within this world. But I think that we should do a better job at explaining that, and not so much enforcing like the mindset that, oh, well, you have to wear this hairstyle because creeps are going to come after you, but in a manner that it's their fault. And we should start raising less creeps instead of raising young Black girls to behave a certain way or to change themselves so that they don't get picked out by creeps, because it's never their fault. A creep will be a creep regardless of your hairstyle.
Yes, well said, Brielle. Oh my God. And again, I'm gonna say it again, like you had brought it up in like the last interview, and my gosh, I wish I could have saved it because it was so good. But like literally, I never looked at it like that. I've heard like, don't straighten your hair, it makes you look grown. When I was smaller, I just never associated it with, you know, the over-sexualization. And of course, we know that, you know, Black little girls are often seen more mature or older than what they really are. So, I mean, that kind of makes sense. It's sad, but it's true. But thank you so much for coming again to, you know, reiterate all of that. For real, that point was really good, and it really opened my eyes. Because like I said before, that I thought straight hair on Black women was grown. And I didn't understand why until you said that. So thank you for opening my eyes so that I could start, you know, I don't know, growing as a person and, you know, changing my thoughts and, you know, being more mature myself and just, I don't know, being more knowledgeable. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having this conversation. I think it's really good what you're doing. By starting a conversation, you get people to talk about things that they never really realized are problems in the first place. And maybe when people hear the issue, they'll start to work on the issue.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here again. This is Power N Blaso, Power N Black artists speaking out. Bye, guys.
Bye.